No, I haven't spoken to Cassie. Someone's asking have I spoken to her.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. I'm gonna do a little audio video check, make sure we're good. Hey, what's up, everybody? There we go. Okay. Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting like, I'd appreciate that. Couple things to talk about, man. Welcome. Today was pretty rough. Barely got any sleep again. I stayed up working on the video. It's kind of weird that when I start the stream, the viewers drop off. That we had. I don't know if it drops people out.
So anyway, I'm going to get off here for now, but I'll see you guys on News Nation starting at 5, and tonight at 9 we'll have more comprehensive coverage. And I'll be here at the house, so if anything happens, I'll let you know. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Quite a bit to talk about. Okay. Quite a bit to talk about. If you missed this morning's video, definitely go and check that out. But there is for sure 2 phones in this video. And this video is like weeks old, but I just figured to clarify it for the people that are still saying there's 1 phone. There's definitely 2 phones. We're going to be talking about a couple of things. We're going to get into Cassie in a bit. I pulled up some of what the lawyer said. I pulled up the interview so you can check it out again. A couple of other interesting things, man. Please, if you wouldn't mind liking and sharing. Also, at the end of the stream, I'm going to premiere the new interview that I did with Sean Paul Schulte with regards to the whole double homicide situation. So, good. Welcome. Give it a second for people to join up. Hey, welcome. I'm also going to put a timestamp for the people that watch the rebroadcast so you can find where you need to go. Hey, welcome. One of the first things that I wanted to play. Let's watch a little bit of this while we get warmed up. This came out recently. Judge Janine. She believes the parents were involved.
Working theory as to what happened to them.
Well, I think you can see from that interview, and it's interesting how all the information comes out later and later. Things of first impression aren't always the way an investigation goes. Now we've got her admitting that he hit her, that her face burns, that he cut her with his nail. He actually is a classic batterer because he minimizes the injury to her, and he is very arrogant. He says, I don't have time to defend myself against her allegations. He is condescending. He's got her phone. He's got her van. All the indications are that he is a controlling, manipulative guy. He won't let her in the van. Cops know he won't let her in the van. He's holding on to her phone. This guy is a classic guy in terms of what cops look for, and that's why we have mandatory arrest laws in the United States as it relates to domestic violence. Police are mandated to determine who is the primary aggressor, and they're mandated to make an arrest. This isn't like we can't figure it out. She says, he says. When you're dealing with a woman who is battered or a woman who's been abused, she's going to take responsibility, just as we know she did at that place, the restaurant, where she goes in and apologizes for him getting into a fight.
Yeah, August 27th.
That's classic battered woman syndrome mentality.
Well, one of the things I find so intriguing about this is that the body cam video goes for hours.
Yeah.
And there's 3 or 4 different cops, and I think some park rangers that have body cam videos that has not yet been released.
Exactly.
Okay, so that could still be forthcoming. The FBI has been, I don't know what's going on inside this house down in Florida. There were 46 911 calls in a period of about 10 days in September. It just doesn't make sense. The FBI has been in and out of the home, and here is a statement. They dropped something off on Thursday.
Right.
They said the FBI is at the Laudrie home today to collect some personal items belonging to Brian that will assist the canines in their search for Brian. There is nothing more to this, end quote. What does that mean?
Well, what that means is they're just looking for more information, or they got a tip that they need something extra that, you know, they know that anything in that house has been tampered with at this point. So the fact that they go in now is to get something kind of pretty ordinary, not out of the ordinary.
But they said canines in the statement.
Oh, yeah, canines.
So they're onto something.
They're using canines all over. They're using canines, I'm sure, in Wyoming. I'm sure they're using canines in the Carlton Reserve, which, by the way, I think is a red herring. I think that's a bunch of nonsense. I think the parents got involved. They ended up buying an embedded camper for a truck a couple days after he gets back so they can go camping with him. And they change the number from 2 to 3. They take a 23-year-old camping, and they say, oh, but no, he's hiking in the woods. But they know to go pick up his car, his Mustang, in the place where he hiked in that swamp area in the Carlton Reserve. I mean, the parents are very involved in this. I don't like it. And believe me, Bill, I get when parents love their kids. When you love your kids, you take their side. But this is a whole course of conduct that the FBI and police have to be looking at.
Listen, I just want to roll some video here. You're in a new, big turn here from a very serious discussion.
Oh.
But you're in a new movie about topics today that are actually quite relevant.
Right now we're fighting about what the state has a right to teach our kids. And in this movie,
Doug F., thank you for the super chat. The mainstream media coverage of this is ridiculous. We know the mainstream media narrative is make all men look bad. That body cam was really interesting last night. Thank you for everybody that came. We're 3 hours last night, a lot of phone calls. I'd love to actually talk. Last night, somebody that lives in Northport close to the Laundries called, and it was interesting hearing his perspective. It would be interesting to have somebody on sometime to talk about a little bit personally what's going on out there. So let's talk a little bit about, there's been some kind of confusing stuff, man. This stuff is confusing to me about when this phone was purchased. When Brian got back September 1st, was it purchased? From most of the articles, I read September 4th. But then there's reports, I think it came from TMZ, that the day that he went missing, that he disappeared, that he left his parents' home, and we're going to get into the timeline in a second, that's the day that it was, well, they saw him in an AT&T buying a burner phone, which I didn't even know you could do that, if that's even a thing. So just from what the attorney said, it was September 4th. From what a lot of other articles said, September 4th. But there's the supposed report. And I'm just going to read it, and you guys can, decipher it or just take it in. Laundrie reportedly purchased a phone at the AT&T store on September 14th with an older woman, the last day his parents, Chris and Roberta, say they saw their son. I don't know if this is just the TMZ thing that threw all it off. He vanished after purchasing a new cell at AT&T store near their house. The FBI is reportedly investigating Laundrie's burner phone, which the attorney says is not a burner phone. After seizing the brand new device, he left at the Northport and looking into CCTV footage from a cell phone store nearby Northport. Although agents would not confirm to The Sun they were looking into the surveillance footage, Reddit sleuths have weighed in into the mystery of Brian's new phone. A screenshot of a Facebook status from a person called Allison was shared to the Brian subreddit. I believe he purchased the new phone with the intent to purposely leave it behind. His old phone is now the burner, which, like I said, definitely if you missed the video from this morning, you should check it out. Other users noted the smartphones are easily trackable or tracked, ping at various cell towers, and have Find My Device and geolocation features that can be turned on without the user's permissions. That is true. One noted if Laundrie was using an iPhone or Android, the feds could track him to get a court order to Apple or Google. Let me play this clip here. What we do know for sure is that he left the phone, supposedly, according to reports, September 14. He left his phone and wallet. That's the day he told his parents he was going to the reserve. Let me just play this little clip here.
Left his house supposedly on the 14th of this month. He left his wallet with his ID, Florida driver's license, credit cards, and all that. And the newly purchased phone he got on September 4th. He left that all at the house. He gets into the parents' Ford Mustang. It doesn't belong to him. And he drove the vehicle over to the Carlton Reserve, left it there, and disappears. This is usually what people on the run do. They just, they go dark, hide everything. They don't take a car. They don't take a phone. They don't take any ID, so they can't be identified. And it looks like to me he's on the run, possibly up to this Appalachian Trail where he was there in March of this year. I mean, he's familiar with the area, but somebody has to be helping him because he's on the road with no ID, no credit cards, no debit cards, no money, blah, blah, blah. There's somebody involved other than him. It just has to be. Or simply he's dead in the Carlton Reserve and he went in there to kill himself. But that doesn't seem to be true either because they searched every inch of the Carlton Reserve for over a week and they found nothing, even with dogs. Something's up here.
And so this I think this report for September 14th came from TMZ. I believe that's the original, that Brian purchased a phone at the AT&T store on September 14th with an older woman, though the attorney says the 4th, and a lot of other reports say the 4th. This is this statement here. To my knowledge, they did purchase a new phone, and it's the same phone that Brian left home and which FBI is in possession of. Authorities already seized Brian's cell phone, but mystery surrounds Gabby Petito's mobile. Now, over here, this is from WFLA. The attorney for the Laundrie family, Stephen Bertolino, told On Your Side a phone was purchased on September 4th, and Brian opened an account with AT&T for that cell phone. So let me get down the timeline. It's a little weird. That's why I was kind of like, I'm going to probably say September 4th makes sense. Unless there's some sort of, somebody gave a tip. Maybe they came back again. But the attorney says September 4th, the phone was purchased. And it's, according to other articles, not a burner. And according to the attorney, not a burner. September 6th through 8th, the family was registered to the campsite at Fort De Soto, which we're going to talk about, Cassie, in a second. This is just a very basic timeline just to focus on the Mustang, which we're going to segue into as well. So September 11th, Gabby is reported missing. September 14th, Tuesday, this is the last time that Brian's parents saw him, according to them. They stated he was going to the Carlton Reserve, or he stated he was going to the Carlton Reserve. He left his phone and wallet. The attorney made a statement that day. Police leaves note on the Mustang parked at the reserve that the car needs to be removed. September 15th, family leaves Mustang overnight, hoping he'd return to it. At the same day too, Brian is named a person of interest. The Northport police take the van. September 16th, the day after that, Northport police claimed they knew where Brian Laundrie was. Sister breaks silence the day after. And September 17th, Brian is reported missing. September 20th, the Mustang is towed. And now, the reason I kind of talked about that, I'm going to show you a couple clips, but somebody called in last night and they were asking about how did the media not see if Brian took that Mustang to the Carlton Reserve, how did the media not see him? Right? And so here's just another thing too with the cell phone, the contradictions. I figured let me just point it out to you guys and people can just decipher it. But this is the TMZ thing, supposedly September 14th with an older woman. So I don't know if they went back. Is this just inaccurate information? But the Laundrie attorney, Stephen Bertolino, confirmed Thursday that a phone was purchased on September 4th and Brian opened an AT&T, a phone with AT&T. Now check this out.
And this afternoon, the Laundrie family attorney shared more details of Brian's parents' movements with us, saying they discovered a note on Brian's car in the preserve when they initially went to look for him on Wednesday. Then they left the car so he could drive back. When Brian did not come home Thursday morning, the parents say they went to retrieve his car. Many more questions than answers tonight, and we will have continuing coverage of.
Just wanted to show you that. Also here, September 20th is when the Mustang is taken away. And then also Brian Enton's video corroborates this. It says a lot of people are asking about the Mustang in Brian Laundrie's driveway. Police took something out of it Friday. We got into town Tuesday. Okay, so Tuesday. Tuesday was the 14th, I believe. The 14th, again, is when all this stuff happens. The supposed last day they see Brian, that he went to the Carlton Reserve, leaves the phone behind. And Tuesday, this is what it looked like. That lady had a great question last night. I think we just kind of lost each other, missed each other. And so I spoke to a couple of people, and I figured let's look into it together. So Brian says, Enton says they got out there 7 p.m. Tuesday. By that time, the Mustang was already gone. And check out what the background looks like. Notice the outside doesn't look anything like what it looks like today, right? Streets are empty. And so I'm thinking the media wasn't even there when Brian left to go to the Carlton Reserve. And so that's why I guess nobody's seen this. And it's interesting that they get out of there, or he got out of there before the media showed up, because if the media had been there, they would have been able to spot him, get him on camera. So it's really, really interesting and kind of odd. So kind of looking back before everything got crazy how it is now, this is what it looked like out there. It's a completely different scene now, right?
Sir? Excuse me, sir? Sir? Sir?
You see? There's some people, but by the time they got out there at 7, or I don't know what this other guy was out there, I don't know who was there first, but it seems like they didn't catch the Mustang leaving. It's interesting that these people, or Brian, had the forethought or knowledge to get the hell out of there before the media was there. Because if the media was there, they would have seen him. They probably would have followed him. You know? If you guys wouldn't mind hitting like, por favor, I'd appreciate it. We're going through the timelines. Maybe I'll check the super chats real quick. And I wanted to kind of clear that up for people. Super bizarre. So we didn't even get to see them going. This video is from 7 p.m. Tuesday. And then this video is later Tuesday night. No Mustang. We left for the night shortly after this. It's kind of interesting looking back a little bit, you know? And so it says, and this video is from Wednesday. The Mustang is now in the driveway. So Wednesday would have been September 15. And again, if we refer to the timeline, the little mini timeline, on the 14th, this is the parents claim the last time they see him. He said he was going to Carlton Reserve. That's the day the media gets there after the Mustang is already gone. September 14th. He left his wallet, left his phone. Police leave a note on the Mustang. September 15th. The family leaves Mustang overnight, hoping he'd return to it. And I guess he didn't. And so supposedly the family brings the vehicle back. This is their story. This is Wednesday. Police have not talked specifically about the Mustang. I asked them this morning to confirm whether or not it's Brian's car. These are pretty old posts. So I thought that was really interesting. Now we're gonna get into Cassie. Let me just take a look at the super chats, and then I'm gonna get into that. Kind of curious too what you guys think about that. A little bit of a mess. And we're gonna be premiering a new story, by the way. Right? Well, not new story. We've covered it, but a new update. I spoke with Sean Paul yesterday. Just bear with me. Very little sleep. Maybe 3 hours. Okay. It's not loading up. What's going on? All right, maybe I'll skip to the Casey thing then, since my computer being amazing right now. Wow. Yeah, it's not working. Huh. All right, so let's talk about Casey or Cassie. Right, Cassie. To my knowledge, Cassie went for a day. Laundrie family attorney says Brian's sister Cassie was at the campground last month, despite Cassie saying in an earlier interview she hasn't spoken to Brian since he returned to Florida. I'm going to play a little bit of that interview as well. More from Laundrie attorney, Mr. Bertolino. Cassie saw her brother, Brian, on September 1st when he stopped by her home, and again on September 6th at Fort De Soto Park. Law enforcement agencies are well aware of these dates. Any prior communication by Cassie that does not reflect these dates is simply a difference of relating an answer to question misinterpreted by Cassie or poorly posed by the inquirer. So Brian posted this. He went out there, but I guess nobody wanted to talk to him. This place has a lot of cameras, he claimed. Let's see what he says here. Her house has a lot of security cameras. The dogs are going nuts inside by the door. I don't want to show too much of that, but yeah. And I figured let's listen to the interview to go back and see what she said.
Of East Islip with the story and details. Kristen.
Bill, the last time we were able to speak on camera with Brian Laundrie's attorney here in East Islip was 2 days ago. We have not been able to speak with him since. Police say at this point they do not believe that there is any criminality involved in Gabby Petito's disappearance. And Cassie Laundrie, who we spoke exclusively with here at ABC, says she has told police everything she knows. In an exclusive interview with ABC, Cassie Laundrie says she hasn't spoken to her brother since he returned to their parents' home in Florida.
I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him.
Laundrie says she's told police everything she knows about her brother, Brian Laundrie, and his fiancée, Gabby Petito, and their cross-country road trip.
I've cooperated every way that I can. I wish I had information or I would give more. This is all I have is I gave to the police.
Petito's father says he isn't sure Cassie Laundrie is being fully transparent, given the fact that her parents and her brother haven't said one word to police.
I'm hoping that the pleas and the begging and the community and the, entire damn planet knock some sense into her where she's like, I gotta speak.
Police in Northport, Florida, where the Suffolk County natives had been living with Laundrie's parents, are continuing to put pressure on the Laundrie family today by doing more media appearances. But the family doesn't seem to be budging. Neither does Brian Laundrie, who is in a known location to investigate investigators in Florida. Police say they're still processing whatever they found in the couple's camper van. Laundrie and the van were in Florida for more than a week before anyone even knew Petito was missing.
Let me try to read the super chats that I can read. My thing is glitching out. It won't let me see everything. But Dusty, thank you for the super chat. Not sure what is happening. I cannot comment. Email me if you're having issues. If you accidentally get blocked, send me an email. I'll see if I can resolve it. Garrett, you gotta subscribe to. Maybe that's what it is. Subscribers only chat mode. Anyone consider the woman leaving with Brian's dad is not actually his mother and not Brian in a wig? Jesus. Let's see who else. Wallace, thank you for the super chat. I wish his nephews could be questioned about Brian. Children are honest. Yeah, I doubt they'd start questioning those kids. Bahar, thank you for the super chat. Didn't his parents work for the police department or FBI, and that's how they could have got some inside info? I don't know about any of that. I heard that the mother maybe worked in some sort of office that maybe had something to do with law enforcement. Maybe. Dusty, well, you could try to do it. Can't comment unless I pay. I'm a subscriber. You just subscribe. Try to refresh the page. I realize sometimes people have to refresh. If you subscribe and then you go to the chat and it's still like blacked out, close out the window and come back and try. Because everybody else is chatting with no problems. Kimbo, oh yes, I gotta add you if I can. Where's Kimbo? There we go. Let's continue to pray and or love the Petito family. Mel, you're doing an awesome job with all the content you cover. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming this afternoon. I appreciate it. Try to refresh the screen if I can catch Kimbo. So it seems like the attorney is trying to say that, there we go, that the way the interview went, that it must have been axed in a funny way or misinterpreted. But she clearly said,
well, she's like,
Haven't parents home.
she hasn't spoken to him. She hasn't heard from him.
She has told police everything she knows. In an exclusive interview with ABC, Cassie Laundrie says she hasn't spoken to her brother since he returned to their parents' home in Florida.
I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him.
Laundrie says she's told police everything she knows.
So what happened when she went to Fort De Soto? What did she do over there? Laundrie returned to Northport in the van he and Petito had been traveling in on September 1st. According to law enforcement, attorney Steve Bertolino says Brian's sister, Cassie Laundrie, saw him twice after his return, including on the family's camping trip to Fort De Soto in Pinellas County. Cassie saw her brother, Brian, on September 1st when he stopped by her home, and again on September 6th at Fort De Soto. Bertolino said in the text, law enforcement agencies are well aware of these dates. So he's saying like it's not a secret, they're well aware. It's weird that she didn't mention that in the interview. Kind of weird, bizarre. I was recommended this video too. Got a couple of clips to show. We're going to talk about the Moab, Utah a little bit, and some other little interesting things that people sent me. I'm going to see if this super chat thing will work while we watch this video. This week has been an entire week of just jumping through obstacles on YouTube and in my life.
That is not a head and a beard. And believe it or not, all around the world. Places as far as Canada and Mexico and the Caribbean, most saying that they've seen a man with a shaved head and a beard, like Brian had in that infamous body cam video from August the 12th. It is the last official public image that we have of him. Take a look. But that is not how Brian has always looked. And it is not necessarily what Brian looks like tonight. I want you to take a look at this photo board that we have built using pictures that we have scoured from Brian and Gabby's social media accounts. And it shows images ranging from a completely...
Let's see if I could give you a full screen with that. The many faces of Brian Laundrie.
shaven head and face to a face with a fairly substantial beard. The photos on the top line look really very little like the photos.
Paula, thank you for the super chat. I knew his sister was lying. Her face and neck got very blotchy when asked if she'd been seen or talked to Brian. Thank you. And Andrea, the parents are probably putting Brian's scent everywhere to throw off the dogs. Terry, thank you so much for the super chat. What about the 40 plus 911 calls from the Laundrie house on September 10th and 11th? Yeah, we covered that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We did cover that.
Bottom line. Kind of looks like a totally different person, actually, if you look closely. Looks like he also could be a whole bunch of different ages. And then check out the photo right smack dab in center square, wearing a hat and sunglasses. And honestly, think about that. Pass him in the store. Completely unrecognizable. And these are just the looks that we've been able to find. What would he look like right now with more than a month of new growth on his head and a beard that's been growing out? Maybe a wig, maybe a different hair color, completely different clothes. Could he, in fact, be hiding among us? To answer that question, I'm joined by Lois.
And by the way, the picture see in the thumbnail, this is somebody sent this to me in email, and they posted this, let's see, in the Vanish discussion group. And so this is, I guess, like a high school, I don't know what this is, picture. Full head of hair. Brian Laundrie. It's kind of an interesting thing. It's the first young picture that I saw of him. And by the way, I did find a way to get the super chats. YouTube is not working for me for some reason, but I got Streamlabs. I can actually pull up the history. So I'm going to get everybody's super chat after we listen to this.
Gibson. She has worked as a forensic artist for the Houston Police Department since 1989, and her sketches have helped law enforcement identify more than 1,000 suspects. She also happens to be in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most successful forensic artist, so she is perfect for this story that we want to cover tonight. Lois, thank you so much for being with me tonight. Can I just start with the notion that the last public image that we had in that body cam had him fairly, I think you would say a light scruff, right? So he wasn't fully grown out, but that was about 6 weeks ago. So
Ashley, listen,
should we really be looking for that guy?
I've been working cases for 39 years, murders, and he is going to get a lot of sun. He's going to lose weight. I don't care how much money he has. If you're on the run for murder, it's hard to eat. It degrades your life. I've seen murderers after they got caught. He also should shave completely. His signature mustache and beard should just go. He's going to get too much sun because he probably is doing a survival thing, and he probably doesn't carry a gallon of sunscreen. So he's going to get more tan. He's going to lose weight. And if he's smart, he'll shave his mustache and beard. I have had murderers, though. They keep the mustache. They love their mustache so much, even though they robbed a bank and another guy killed 4 people. They kept the mustache. But I think this guy's young and flexible.
Damn.
Yes, he's going to be like that, clean shaven. And if he's smart, he'll wax his eyebrows. He can even bleach his eyebrows. That's what he should do. I don't know. I believe he's alive. I believe he's been dropped off somewhere where he could survive. But he's going to lose weight. When they catch these murderers.
Thank you, Kelly, for the super chat. You are cool as a cat, Mel. My favorite.
Only cops know this. They'll fall asleep because they've been on the run, and once they're caught and you put them in an interview room, they'll lay down on the floor and just go to sleep. So I've seen
Lois,
people get
can I
away
ask you I'm really interested in the possibility of how quickly, let's just say the neighbor across the street around September 8th, they said that they saw him fairly clean shaven. So if we are about 3-4-ish weeks coming up next week, how quickly would he be able to grow out a beard or grow out mustache or grow, hair on the top of his head if he's got any? Because we've got a few renderings that I want to show while you explain it. And the first rendering that we're going to show you is, if he was clean shaven on the 6th or the 7th or the 8th, we've got a picture of what he might look like with just sort of a shorter looking beard. Let's take a look and then tell me how quickly it grows out as we progress through these.
Facial hair grows 1/8 of an inch a week. So 8 weeks, you're going to get a whole inch. And on the head hair, it grows 1/3 of an inch a month. But I disregard that. I think, okay, with more beard, he's got a signature beard. and a signature mustache that's a lot thicker than that. If he's going to try to do a good disguise and escape, and if he's fighting for his life, he should just shave. I'm sorry. You know, I
think we
plan
also
on
have a
doing-
picture of him with what would look like a mustache and a goatee. I want to see what that would look like, because there are a lot of pictures of him in our face board with him in a sort of just a mustache. That he looks like a completely different person, Lois.
Correct. The facial hair with him, because he's just a standard looking white guy, the facial hair is his signature of his face. And if he's smart, he'll get rid of the mustache and the beard. And also he could bleach his hair as it grows out. His hair is going to be grown out about 1/3 of an inch. And he could just change the color a little bit and keep it growing out. And that's the best he can do. But hiding from a murder, it'll tear people up. I've
Really
seen people
interesting
got away
that you
for 30
mentioned
years.
it's really interesting you mentioned the eyebrows, because when you said that, I realized just how thick and dark they are. Like, they are
Yes.
very signature. But I want people to
Signature.
also be directed to the ears in this picture, because Lois, I did not realize that ears are like the fingerprint of the face. Everybody's ears are different, and his are really significant, aren't they?
Right. They're the ears are the most complicated object on the surface of the head. They're more complicated than the eyes, lips, or the noses. Obviously, they're like a French horn. There's so many folds and creases. And his are actually, he's got nice looking ears, but he can't do anything about them. So you're going to know those ears. If you see a guy
They're
that
pointed.
looks like, well, they're a nice shape. I think they're nice, but it doesn't mean he didn't kill anybody. But I look for that ear shape and him clean shaven and a little tan, more tan than that, a lot tan, like a homeless person. Hello, because he's out there in the elements, but also he is going to lose weight, because no matter how much money or food he can buy, that stuff.
He's
gets
also
to you.
yeah, he's also got a lot of looks in terms of clothing. Like here, he sort of looks like the homeless guy with the dirty, baggy T-shirt, but we've got a grid of all the different kinds of clothing styles that he has worn in pictures that we've gleaned. So let's pop that up, because it goes, you know, if you look across the board, he looks like he's pretty outdoorsy for the most part, but he's also got some nice outdoors clothing. He's got the button down at the beach on the bottom left-hand corner, then all the way over on the right bottom of the screen is him in a pretty stylish suit. That's that engagement photo that sort of makes you shudder now when you think about where they would end up later. But he's got different looks, and clothes can make a huge difference.
White guy. He's a standard looking white. He looks so plain, he could blend in anywhere. So he just, you know, he looks like he goes all over the map. But I think he's going to be wearing survival clothes. And people that do a lot of camping are going to know what that looks like. But I had a guy that he was on the run from a murder. He killed Lisa Dawn Hogue, and they found him in Arkansas, and he had forced himself to become morbidly obese, and he bleached his goatee and his mustache and his eyebrows, and he looked awful. But this guy's a good-looking guy. I found out from my son he can wax his eyebrows. I mean, I'm thinking like him, all right? You got to think about your prey to catch them.
Sure.
If I were
so
him,
let me wrap it up only by if I can ask the control room to put that single photo up of him again, because there is a couple of things that people should watch out for. He has fairly crooked front teeth. It's hard to see him smiling in a lot of pictures, but we did see this one, and look at those teeth. His front teeth are slightly off to the side.
Yeah, his maxillary lateral incisors is up a little higher than, I went to dental school. Right, he has a little bit of unusual dentition.
Okay, and then the other thing is, I just want people to know that there's a picture we have of him wearing a shark tooth in a lot of pictures. And so if you see this man with those teeth and those ears and maybe the goatee and maybe the beard, but definitely there is a shark tooth that he was wearing. Do we have that picture of him wearing the shark tooth? There you go.
Yeah.
See it hanging there? It looks
They pointed this out in many pictures and stuff.
like the shark tooth on the show. Lois, I have to cut it there, but I want you to come back
He's watching this video now and snatching off his shark
and
tooth.
do more of this on another night, because I think.
All right, I got a couple more things that we're going to go through. Let me get to the super chats too. I had to kind of MacGyver things just to get this. Anything that can happen will happen. Like DMX said one time, what did he say? Expect the unexpected, but expect the expected. Thank you for the super chats. Let's start. Okay, I have a theory. Thank you. I don't know if I read this yesterday. Ashia, I have a theory that police aren't actually searching for Brian at the swamp. They were looking for the phone. Oh yeah, we did talk about that. There were 2 phones in the video. Yep. Stephanie, thank you for the super chat. New subscriber. Absolutely love the channel, and I appreciate the time you spend with us. Thank you guys for joining me. You could be anywhere in any other channel. Breezy. Yeah, we covered that last night. Somebody said wigs and wine. Wait, 2 phones in the video. What? Please play the video. I posted the video this morning. It's on the channel, so definitely go and check that out if you haven't seen that. And it's really like, the video's old. Like for people that have been following every detail, it's not new. We've talked about it a lot of times. People call in and they say, I saw 2 phones and he said this and that. I just did that short clip as a reference video to maybe hopefully clear it up for other people that were kind of confused about that and can kind of move on from that a little bit. I mean, unless people are looking at that phone as well and be like, oh, maybe that's the phone he has now. I don't know. Doug F said, why are people so concerned about it being 2 phones? How does it affect the investigation? It's not illegal to lie. I think people are concerned about the phones because they're thinking about what kind of devices he's using now on the run. I think that could be part of it. And the whole thing now popping up with regards to the situation of this phone that was purchased September 4th. WTP says, shout out to my chat friend, El Croft. Thank you. Suna, thank you for the super chat. Anthony, where's the white van now? Any news about it being searched for? Where's the white van now? Any news about it being searched and results of search? Where's Gabby's belongings still? Where Gabby's belongings still in it? I haven't heard anything else after they took it. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they still have it like impounded. I don't know about results or anything with the van besides that they took it. Petty, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for your good work, Mel. Watching every day from Germany, Europe. Hey, guten Tag. Shelly, I feel as if a few of the cops were trying to portray Gabby as the emotional female and Brian as the victim of her emotional outburst. I think there's probably a lot of layers to it. Definitely not any kind of expert. I've experienced things personally, but it's hard to get the full story from people. I think those cops were trying to do their best, but I mean, I'm sure they're looking back now and everybody's looking back like, damn, and they really went over the top. Like they sat there, they were like researching how to get her out of this situation and kind of almost even coached her. And, hindsight's 2020. And, if we could go back in the past or do this or that differently, I think that she still would have went back and she did to Brian, but the conversation about that was people saying that, well, maybe if she was taken in, maybe she would have called her mother, maybe she would have been, because she did seem distraught. She would probably need some support. Maybe she would have called her parents. Doug F. Shelly, that exactly what happened. She had an emotional outburst on the 12th. Men can be victims too. That's what Doug F. says. Men can be victims. Men are victims at times as well. And like I said, a lot of times people ask me my theories. I don't get too caught up in it because every day people are calling me this and that, this and that. I feel like, and this is just opinion, that there was a fit of rage. Something happened in a fit of rage. And they were having a lot of issues. They both were not good for each other. And it seems like Gabby couldn't stay away, had a codependency, relied on him, maybe for emotional, I don't know. I really, and for him, it could be as easy as I'm going to leave you here, but at the same time too, to Doug's point, and this is not saying anything bad about anybody, just my own personal experience. Sometimes too, there are situations where the guy, I've been in situations, I just want to separate. I just need some air. And sometimes they don't want to let you. Sometimes they're grabbing on you, doing all this kind of stuff. And, when you're trying to leave, I've been there. Sometimes that's the worst time. And for me, I need my air. Give me some space to breathe. If you're stopping me from getting some air, like walking away, because with me, you give me 5 minutes, back off, give me some 5 minutes, I'm a whole different person after. If we're constantly at each other's throats, we're constantly arguing, give me 5 minutes, I can come back and deal with the situation so much better. But in certain situations, man or woman, that person doesn't want you to go, or they're afraid. Like, and Gabby was afraid for him to leave. And she already said that, like, he went and grabbed her throat. And, she may have been covering. It sounded like she was probably covering for him, like somebody said with the August 27th restaurant incident where he had this outburst, You know, but clearly they weren't good for each other. You know, and we've covered a lot of stories like that, man and woman, you know. Cassandra, I hope Gabby's father and brother got him already and disappeared out of this earth, just like Brian wanted to disappear Gabby. Hope Gabby's father and brother got him to disappear. Oh, I see what you're saying. Thanks for the super chat. Rosa, thank you for the super chat. Kim T, keep up the great reporting. Thank you. Nettie, have any of those 46 911 calls been released? Brian Enton posted like a report, but it's heavily redacted. We've covered it previously on one of the live streams. They didn't really specify exactly. They had a small little thing, but they didn't specify what happened, like why and what. It was all redacted. Bubbly Blonde, look at the mud where the wheel is on the truck. It's quite muddy. Where are they going where it's that muddy for the truck to get dirt? Are you talking about the video Brian Enton recorded? I guess to the Carlton Reserve. Maybe, or maybe somewhere else. Dusty can't comment unless I'm a subscriber. Can't comment unless I pay. I'm a subscriber. Yeah, I said email me. I can't stop to figure it all out right now because it's just really busy. But if you email me, I'll try to take a look at it. And also try closing out and refreshing your page. That helps sometimes. But everybody else is chatting just fine. Bahar, didn't his parents work for the police department or FBI? And that's how they could. Oh, yeah, I covered that already. Covered that one too. Covered that one too. On that one too. Rainy day. Thank you, Mel. Hope you got some sleep last night. Nope. Nope. I took a 5-hour energy and a energy can thing, and I don't even feel like I took anything, to be honest with you. Paula, I knew the sister was lying. Her face and neck got very blotchy. Yep. Andrea, the parents are probably putting Brian's son everywhere. We covered that too. You're cool as a cat. I'm frustrated. I'm in North Carolina and South Carolina. Help. KN, was the campsite reservation date ever indicated or mentioned? The campsite date? Yeah, it was from September 6th through the 8th. It's been publicly, we've covered it multiple times. It's on Brian Enton's Twitter, and yeah, they have the names and the time for that. Caribbean. Hi, great job with the channel. I went to Fort De Soto yesterday. Some activity, helicopters. My question is if you will ever cover the Mia Mercano case. I actually did. I already did. You should go check out the recent videos on my front page. There's, I think, like 70-something thousand views. You can check it out. I need to do an update on that video, and I'm probably going to, tonight, work on an update for tomorrow. And I actually spoke with Pink Justice. They're doing like a search this weekend as well with the family with that situation. So thank you for the super chat. Ali, is anyone else disturbed by the way the forensic artist is talking? She's literally telling him on television to how to stay hidden. Yeah, I'm sure Brian's out there watching somewhere. Getting tips, watching. Let me slow the chat a little bit. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting like, por favor. Give me the like. Let's move on to the next thing. FBI agent. Utah Moab. Oh, let's do this real quick. Okay, hold on one second. So they reposted this, which I've seen already, but this is basically, they say an unaffiliated law enforcement agency is investigating whether the department handled the situation correctly. The chief requested FMLA leave on September 27th. This is the full statement. I'll read it quickly if I can. Actually, okay. Well, let me do this. Let's save it. Get better quality. Okay. The death of Gabby Petito in Wyoming is a heartbreaking tragedy, and all of us are deeply saddened to learn the outcome of the nationwide effort to locate her. Our sincere condolences go out to the Petito family. With the weeks-long search of Ms. Petito across the western U.S., news that a call to Grand County Dispatch on August 12th reported a possible domestic dispute between Ms. Petito and Brian Laundrie here in Moab has naturally led to questions from the media and the public about the call. During the past week, our police officers have been both praised and criticized for their response and their resolution of the incident involving Ms. Petito and Mr. Laundrie. The Moab City Police Department has clear standards for officer conduct during a possible domestic dispute, and our officers are trained to follow those standards and protocol. At this time, the city of Moab is unaware of any breach of police department policy during this incident. However, the city will conduct a formal investigation and, based on the results, will take any next steps that may be appropriate. We understand that individuals can view the same situation in different ways, and we recognize how the death of Ms. Petito more than 2 weeks later in Wyoming might lead to speculation. In hindsight, about actions taken during the incident in Moab. The purpose of the city's formal investigation is to gather the underlying facts and evidence necessary to make a thorough formed evaluation of such actions. Ultimately, we depend on our law enforcement officers to make the best possible decisions in evaluating every incident individually based on the circumstances they encounter in the immediate moment. We also appreciate the assistance in this incident from cooperating rangers in National Park. And that was like the gist of that. And so the chief takes leave. Okay. Chief Brett Edge requested a leave of absence that began Monday. City spokesperson Lisa Church confirmed Tuesday. It is unclear if his request is related to criticism the department has faced over the past week. And so he's gone or on leave. And then also there was another situation recently with this police officer, I guess, saying things about this chief.
Tonight, in a Fox 13 News exclusive, an officer with the Moab Police Department is no longer employed tonight after using profanity to publicly insult the assistant chief on his police radio.
Fox 13 News investigative reporter Adam Herbetz has the audio and the story you will only see here.
Well, Bob, Kelly, obviously we have to bleep the word this officer used to describe his assistant chief, but take a listen as Officer Everett Gist publicly signed off yesterday from his police radio.
It's nice working with you guys, but parading the rest of us.
The city of Moab will not say whether Officer Gist resigned or was fired, but what you're looking at here is an old photo of him back when he finished his training with the Utah Department of Corrections. That's where he worked before getting hired on by Moab PD. Obviously, it has been a difficult few weeks for the police department. The chief is on a leave of absence as the department deals with questions over its handling of the Gabby Petito case and other cases involving the use of body cameras. Today, I was able to speak to the assistant chief on the phone. He said being called that word on the radio was shocking, but other than that, he declined to comment. He also said this case has nothing to do with the Petito investigation or any other ongoing case. Right now, we are working on trying to get more information on what led up to all of this. We have filed a request with the city for his personnel file, but law enforcement professionals say regardless of what the conflict was, there is no excuse for behavior like this.
So drama in Utah. There's something else that was posted recently. Momo just sent this to me. Outside of the Laundrie home. More drama. People upset. Oh, is this live? Oh, no, it's just a video.
To be here, I flew from Hershey to be here. And they're just sitting there, peeking out their windows. Well, I'm dirty. Very soothing. Very soothing. Dirty laundry. This house should be burned. That'll get you out. I swear to God, these people, I want to see them fined for this search. They know.
kind of looks like a YouTuber that I've seen online.
Oh, what happened? Or he lied. Because I'm going to tell you something. What got my heart was when I saw the manipulation that their son did with those cops in Utah. He had those cops eating out of the palm of
Is that her?
their hand.
Yo.
That's talent. You got to be psychotic in order to do that. You got to be psychotic. And they let the girl, that girl was troubled.
I think that is her.
I think she saw something, she knew something, and then to separate them? How are you going to separate them? Make her stay in the camper and him in a hotel? No. No. I'm sorry. This is not right.
Where are you from?
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
What's your name?
Marissa Zadinsky.
Spell that last name for me.
Marissa. Z as in Zulu.
Yo, you guys in the chat.
D as in Delta. A as in Alpha. Z as in Zulu. Indigo and SKY. Zadinsky.
Bruh.
So
she's
you
on the
came
news?
here just
Yes. I want to see them. I want to see the FBI drag these people out and give some answers. This does not make sense. This is, listen, I got free speech too. You can lawyer up, but I got free speech too.
Oh. It's popping off.
I'm not trying to be a drama queen, but the more that I see, everyone is reacting to this. The whole world. For a guy on the loose, and let me tell you something else, and you could quote me on this. If Dog the Bounty Hunter finds Brian Laundrie, I'm never paying taxes again.
Whoa.
I flew from Hershey to be here.
Hell no.
And they're just sitting there, peeking out their windows. Well, I'm dirty. Very soothing. Very soothing. Dirty laundry. This house should be burned. That'll get you out. I swear to God, these people, I want to see them fined for this search. They know what happened. Or he lied. Because I'm going to tell you something. What got my heart was when I saw the manipulation that their son did with those cops in Utah. He had those cops eating out of the palm of their hand. That's a talent. You got to be psychotic in order to do that. You got to be psychotic. And they let the girl,
Give me
that
1 second,
girl
bear back.
was troubled. I think she saw something, she knew something, and then to separate them? How are you going to separate them? Make her stay in the camper and him in a hotel? No. No. I'm sorry. This is not right.
Where are you from?
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
What's your name?
Marissa Zadinsky.
Spell that last name for me.
Marissa. Z as in Zulu. D as in Delta. A as in Alpha. Z as in Zulu. Indigo and SKY. Zadinsky.
So you came here just
Yes. I want to see them. I want to see the FBI drag these people out and give some answers. This does not make sense. This is, listen, I got free speech too. You can lawyer up, but I got free speech too. I'm not trying to be a drama queen, but the more that I see, everyone is reacting to this. The whole world. For a guy on the loose, and let me tell you something else, and you could quote me on this. If Dog the Bounty Hunter finds Brian Laundrie, I'm never paying taxes again.
All right, yo. Sorry, multitasking. That was that's crazy. I might have to clip that. Yo, can I just play the last part because I missed it? Let me just play the last little. I want to hear it again.
To this, the whole world. For a guy on the loose, and let me tell you something else, and you could quote me on this. If Dog the Bounty Hunter finds Brian Laundrie, I'm never paying taxes again.
Yo, she's wild, man. Oh, Lord. All right. This woman flew here from Pennsylvania. Brian doesn't even know who she is. I think that's Molly Golightly. I think that's who that is. I don't know too much. I know she's like in, she has a channel and does crime stuff. But it does look like her. Sounds like her. Damn, that really threw me off, yo. Damn. Wow. What else were they gonna do? I don't even. Oh yeah, we're gonna watch this. All right, let's check out this video. Retired FBI agent analyzes body cam developments. Check it out.
Of the FBI. He is also a licensed private investigator, security consultant, and personal protection officer. Dennis, as always, thanks for being here. I want to start with this video and what we have seen so far. We just showed about a 1.5-minute clip of Gabby during that stop on the side of the road, and she said, "Brian grabbed my face." She's clearly distraught. We see some new angles of that police encounter. As an investigator, how do you receive this video, and what do you do with it?
First of all, let me say that police investigating a domestic situation, it's a perilous situation always. It's very delicate, very difficult to traverse. But what I see here is, and I'll add this if I may. When I was a senior in college, I had the opportunity to intern with the district attorney's office, and I later became an assistant DA there. But my job as an intern was as a victim advocate for women in abuse situations. I learned a lot. There are females who encounter situations and they don't know how to act. And that's what I saw here. She was definitely victimized here. But yet she was taken on the position that she was okay. It was just an argument. And let me tell you, there are situations where women in these situations don't have a chance. And that's what I think happened here. He went beyond. There was no reason for him, according to what she said, to grab her face, to hit her like witnesses saw occur. So I just wanted to say that, and it lends itself to the profile of Brian. I try to be objective, but everything I'm seeing is that this was an abusive situation.
Well, the question I have for you, Dennis, as an investigator, does this change how police are approaching the situation now? If, in fact, right now they're looking for Brian, he is wanted, a warrant out for his arrest because they believe he used Gabby's debit card. They don't have a warrant out for an arrest that they think he harmed her at this point. Does this give them evidence to charge him with anything more based on what Gabby is saying in this video?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think it changes anything really as far as the effort. I think it's been the same from the beginning. Once her body was found and it was ruled a homicide without indicating the cause of it, what the exact.
I gotta be honest, that video kind of brightened my day. It was just funny to see. I don't know, especially the last part. I was like, oh Lord.
Circumstances were, which I think they have some indication of. I think that's been clear from the beginning, and the pursuit has been that from the beginning. I don't really think it changes anything except maybe giving them a clearer perspective of the situation.
And also, we're just seeing these images, these videos for the first time, but I would bet that police have already seen it and had this information. At least I would hope so. Dennis, as each day goes by, do the chances of finding Brian go down? What do you think?
In my 20-some years in law enforcement, I managed command posts, and you see ebbs and flows, you see peaks and valleys in investigations, and I think that's what we're experiencing now. I think that it's always better if you can find somebody early on, but I think he'll be found eventually, and I do think that he's probably either gone somewhere remotely, out of state, or and I do think he's probably still alive. He'll be found. I'm confident of that. I don't know when, but I am confident he will be found.
Many people hope so. They did take more items, more belongings of Brian's out of the family home today, they say, to assist in the canine search. Does that indicate to you some progress?
I don't, as far as the progress, I don't. I think it's just an opportunity to gather more evidence. It's probably biological. It seemed that way based on the collection devices they had. It will aid in some I would think in determination of the murder itself, what's there. Obviously, they were close. There's going to be a lot of mixed DNA, but I think there's probably something that could be significant as far as additional biological or DNA evidence that could actually help with proving the cause of the death.
Which we still don't know. They did do the autopsy. We have a manner of death, which they ruled homicide. We still do not have the cause of death. Dennis, all this attention on the case, the search from social media, from the public has been intense, not just...
Let me pause it a bit. Let me get to some of the super chats. Yeah, that video threw me off. I wasn't expecting that. I just got the text. I was like, all right, let's see what it is. I'm like, wait, she looks kind of familiar. I was like, oh, snap. All right, let's see. Let's check it out. Shelly says, if he's living in the swamps, how would he become clean shaven? I picture a Jumanji situation. That was a good, I think it was a book, right? And a movie. Good stuff. I would think you could just have a razor out there if you carry a razor, or maybe I don't know how else you would do it. Lily Shaw, hi Mel. Gabby had the Porcupine Rim campground pinned on her dirt app. It's about 15-minute drive from LaSalle campsite. The two girls were found. Porcupine Rim campground. I don't know what that porcupine thing is. The interesting thing about, let me see if I can pull this real quick. I saved it in the editor. Just a quirk that I noticed this morning when I was making that video of the two phones. See if I can play it real quick. Moonflower here.
It was every.
This is what I thought was interesting. Let me just show you this real quick while we're here.
Coffee shop for so long because we were there from 9 to 3. It was every at the coffee shop for so long because we were there from 9 to 3. So yeah, there's a few little things, little relationships. I don't know if you have a relationship, but I'm sure you have. I've been married for over 5 years now. So. There's a lot of little things. Yeah, I can go. And I get it. We really, we weren't physical before the point where I said, all right, let's just take a breather and like walk away for a minute. I'll lock the van up and I'll go for a walk this way, and you can go walk that way in the block. You know, there's that what is it called, Moonflower? Right. Yeah, nice areas. You can go either way. It's all shaded. So let's go for a little walk and breather, come back. We're happy with it.
I'll play it again for you guys in a minute. When I get to the super chats, I'll play it again.
That way in the block. You know, there's that what is it called, Moonflower? Right. Yeah, nice areas. You can go either way. Go for a walk this way, and you can go walk that way in the block. You know, there's that what is it called, Moonflower? Right.
Moonflower is a nice area, and he was talking about they were there all day. And he said what caught me was he said 9 to 3, which is what Kylan's shift is. 9 to 3. I know I believe Friday it was before they went to the bar that evening. She worked 9 to 3. Oh no, that's horrible. I didn't sneeze. It was so weird to me that he said 9 to 3 and that's her shift. Officials said that they ruled it out that it's related. When I spoke to their father yesterday, which I'm going to play after the stream, he told me, I asked him, did they ever tell you what they did to rule it out? He said they never told him anything, what they did to rule it out. He's thinking or assuming that maybe they have some sort of forensic evidence that says it's not involved with Brian. I don't know. But I just thought that was a little weird catch. Let me read the rest of these super chats. Garrett, seriously though, you don't think it's possible he could be hiding in plain sight? Best place to hide. It's possible. It is very possible. And everybody's looking for a bald white guy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he'd shave it. Well, I don't know, shaving it all off. But maybe he'd try to grow out his facial hair or shave, like they were saying. Put on a hat or a wig. I'd probably put on a wig. There's this stuff too. I think these guys could roll on their head. You know, I don't know. Maybe he can gain weight. Penelope, such a great channel, Mel. The body cam too made me literally sick to my stomach. I lived that in fear. I lived that, and the fear on her face will haunt me forever. Thank you, Penelope. It was definitely insightful. It definitely, I mean, it really showed how much she really like relied on him. Like she felt like, you know, she was literally afraid, like terrified to be separated from him. Jimmy, thank you for the super chat. Mama Mel, I watch on my TV and can usually like your videos, but for some reason there's no like option today. I also send you an email. Okay, thanks. Damn, YouTube. Blocking likes. I couldn't even check my super chat for some reason. Everything is weird. I'm having to MacGyver everything. And if you guys could hit like, I'd appreciate it. Higher Nomas, if I'm saying it right. Thanks for keeping it real. No problem. Thank you for the super chat. PDX, thank you for the super chat. Tiffany's sister came to Florida on a Disney vacay. Then we find out she met with parent at De Soto's. How did she get home to NY? Did Brian leave with her? She said he was hiding that missing. Very strange to me. I'm not sure. Okay, you're talking about Brian's sister came to Florida on a Disney vacay. Then we find out, I'm thinking that's what you're talking about. We found out she met with the parent. Okay, at De Soto's, yeah. How did she get home to NY? She has a home here in Florida. Brian Enton was there today. PDX, do you think it is possible he locked her out of the van overnight and she died of exposure? Would that matter if that be still homicide? I don't know. Oh, there's something I wanted to show you with regards to that. I'm going to get through the super chats, but somebody was showing me too about like these grizzlies spotted out in, let me see who sent this. I took a little note. Ashley, thank you for sending that. Becky, thank you for the Moab articles. Paula, thank you for the bear maulings. Well, Ashley was the pictures. Paula was the bear maulings. But there's this stuff that I'm going to kind of read about it a little bit. And there was a guy that was killed. And the weird thing is West Yellowstone man found to be at fault for a fatal grizzly attack. What did he do that he's at fault? But let me keep going on with this. Let's see. Samantha, can't believe how crazy this case has been. Watching your lives, and you're doing amazing. Did you also receive my email I sent you? Keep up the great work. Yes. And I need to get back. In regards to Daniel Robinson. Yes, I need to. I'm sorry. I did get it. Randall, do you know which Moab police officer was fired? Okay. So according to Fox 13, an officer with the Moab Police Department is no longer employed after referring to the assistant chief as a sucker, not the F word, on his dispatch radio. And they say that this guy's name is Everett Gist. And when I spoke to Sean Paul, he told me that there were some locals that had complained about the police out there too in Moab, Utah. Just the way some previous situations were handled. April, any news on his tattoos that can identify him? I'm hearing people say that supposedly, I even forgot what they call it, henna or something. Hopefully it's not like a perverted thing, if that's what it's called. Yeah, henna. I hear that it's not a henna tattoo. I don't know anymore, man. The sleuths are, everything's changed. Everybody thinks something different. I don't even know what to think anymore. Rebel Eric, what if he's just dead? Possible. Angelica, how can anyone believe Brian's family? They seem to be withholding information, including the sister. Yeah, I don't believe him too much either. Or the attorney. The attorney's just going to say what's required and protect his client. Jesse, what's up, Donna? Ron, thank you for the super chat. Shelly, abusers typically take their victims down to the point they feel isolated where no one would want them. Hence, Gabby's anxiety to not wanting to be without him. Ellie A's should be better educated on this. What was the actual day that the Laundries called or internet reservation was made? It would show the intent of a planned trip or on the fly. They had the thing. Let me see if I don't even know right now. Actually, I can tell you. Let me pull up my little handy timeline. I know they had something, I think, from like the first planned, and then they canceled. And so that's where what comes in the whole 6th through the 8th. And I think, who knows, maybe they canceled it when they realized this guy was coming back. Oh, I just had it here. Laundrie family had a reservation 9-1 to 9-3, site 15, but inevitably canceled the camping trip. Laundrie family attorney, they claimed it was canceled. And so they went on 9-6 through 9-8. I don't know that they stayed the full time. That was another thing. Shelby posted that on Twitter. She has a really good timeline on Twitter. Let's see what else. iCKEdMeL. Send you an email where someone believes officer that drove Brian Laundrie to the hotel should be officer of the year. Okay, I'll check it out. Anthony, any information on what the parents of Laundrie worked at? They seem well off. They have, I think, multiple companies. There's some sort of juicing company, at least, that I've heard of. I'm not sure what else. They have multiple properties, I believe, and they seem well off, I guess. Cappy, is this an SNL skit? Caribbean, yeah, that is her. She has a YouTube channel as well. That's her for sure. Thank you. Bodyworks, please cover Candy Gonzalez, missing since 6/1/2021. She was thrown off. She was thrown out by her boyfriend, Jeff, sheriff's son. Oh, lots of videos available, all on video. All right, if you could send me an email, I appreciate it. I'm covering multiple stories right now, and I got to do an update tomorrow, so I kind of have to pace myself. But I will be covering new stories. Doug F. Mainstream media really trying to paint the narrative that men are bad, like all women are victims, and all women are victims. Doug F. Media is trying to paint the narrative that men are bad and all women are victims. Thank you for the super chat. So let's do this. People wanted to see, should I leave the video for the end? I think all I have to do is we can read the Grizzly stuff. Oh, let's just do this real quick. Let me show you guys this real quick.
Let's go, Memorial's here.
What are we doing?
Gotta go to City Hall.
It's going to City Hall?
Yeah, all the memorials go to City Hall.
Oh, okay.
Hey, chick, thank you for the super chat. How can I email you some info? iCKEdMeL at iCKEdMeL.com or Facebook.com/iCKEdMeL and DM me. John Oxford can't say corruption on the chat. Yeah. China. YouTube. Robin, has anyone been able to find out if the Laundrie's own guns? I don't know. Good question. Also, any updates on Donna? Donna started a new YouTube channel. Donna finally, she sent me the number that she called. And I hear that that number is actually related to the Laundries. That's the number she called. And, you know, the number that called her back was blocked, but she believes that it was Brian's father. Let's see what else. So, Tops World, thank you for keeping us up on Game, Papa. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I don't know.
They got a big memorial at City Hall.
Oh, okay. They've got the address.
But if they're sending them here, why are you sending them to City Hall?
I'm sending them to City Hall because that's where the memorial is.
But the address is here.
Doesn't matter. It's all City Hall.
Oh.
Everyone sees them at City Hall. No one sees them here. Everybody's going to City Hall.
The parents see them here.
So they're telling them to take the flowers to City Hall. Flores being told by police officers to remove the flowers from Brian Laundrie's front yard.
Oh, memorial's here.
What are we doing?
Gotta go to City Hall with them.
It's going to City Hall?
Yeah, all the memorials go to City Hall.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I don't know.
They got a big memorial at City Hall.
Oh, okay. They've got the address.
But if they're sending them here, why are you sending them to City Hall?
I'm sending them to City Hall because that's where the memorial is.
But the address is here.
Doesn't matter. It's all City Hall.
Oh.
Everyone sees them at City Hall. No one sees them here. Everybody's going to City Hall.
Let me check real quick. We'll do the Grizzly thing and then we'll watch the video again and then I'll premiere the new video back at the house. We're going to watch that again. I wonder what the comments say under this too. Let's read this one. August 10, 2021. A West Yellowstone, Montana man was ultimately found to be at fault for causing the fatal grizzly attack that resulted in his death earlier this year. Charles Carl Wesley Mock was attacked by a grizzly bear on April 15 near the Baker's Hole campground just outside Yellowstone National Park, 2 miles west of Wyoming state line. He was alone and parked his vehicle at the campground entrance, both of which were well posted with grizzly information. A report on the investigation into the attack by officials from Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana was released this week. The tragic event of Mr. Mock being attacked by an adult grizzly bear and subsequently dying from an attack was a direct result of Mr. Mock's own purposeful and or random place proximity. Damn, they're just putting it on him. To a moose, it was by a moose carcass that an adult male bear had cached and was actively feeding on. A short time before the adult male bear attacked Mr. Mock, it may have defended or claimed the moose carcass from another grizzly bear. If so, this would have contributed to the bear's extended aggressive defense of the moose carcass. Mock died 2 days after the attack from complications due to his severe head and neck injuries. Officials couldn't state whether Mock purposely went to the site of the attack. He was in possession of fishing gear, a telephoto lens, and the closest point to the Madison River is about 400 yards northeast of the attack site. It is estimated Mock was in the area for less than 90 minutes, but it can't be determined exactly how long he'd been at the site before being attacked. It also isn't clear whether Mock came upon the animal feeding or if he was already at the site and the grizzly happened upon the moose carcass. An empty canister of bear spray was found at the scene, and the bear carcass hair contained bear spray residue. Oh, so he was trying to, like, I guess, spray it, fight it off maybe. So officials determined Mock was definitely aware of the potential for grizzly encounters. It is unclear at what point during the attack, if not before, Mock used the bear spray. While the overall effects of bear spray on grizzlies aren't known, the bear did quit attacking Mock at some point. Mock moved away and called 911, but the bear remained agitated close to the attack site and the moose carcass. The grizzly was killed April 16 as it charged the investigation team. Damn. Wildlife out there. Rest in peace. Yeah, that's a crazy way to go. I think what we can do is, yeah, let's check out this video and then read the comments. And then I'm gonna premiere the video too. I got my daughter here. So Brian drove the Mustang to the reserve. Do we know whether he left the keys in the car or took them with him? That's a good question, Katie. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know. You know, I don't know if the parents had an extra key, spare key, or what the deal with that was. I'm gonna play this video now. And Melanie, Roxy, Suzanne, Christina, Maury, and Vita, thank you for the super chats. I mean the cash app.
I flew from Hershey to be here. And they're just sitting there, peeking out their windows. Well, I'm dirty. Very soothing. Very soothing. Dirty laundry. This house should be burned. That'll get you out. I swear to God, these people, I want to see them fined for this search. They know what happened. Or he lied. Because I'm going to tell you something. What got my heart was when I saw the manipulation that their son did with those cops in Utah. He had those cops eating out of the palm of their hand. That's a talent. You got to be psychotic in order to do that. You got to be psychotic. And they let the girl, that girl was troubled. I think she saw something, she knew something, and then to separate them? How are you going to separate them? Make her stay in the camper and him in a hotel? No. No. I'm sorry. This is not right.
Where are you from?
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
What's your name?
Marissa Zadinsky.
Spell that last name for me.
Marissa. Z as in Zulu. D as in Delta. A as in Alpha. Z as in Zulu. Indigo. And SKY. Zadinsky.
So you came here just...
Yes. I want to see them. I want to see the FBI drag these people out and give some answers. This does not make sense. This is, listen, I got free speech too. You can lawyer up, but I got free speech too.
They're probably in there too, like, oh crap, what's going on? They probably are looking out the window, like, oh shit.
I'm not trying to be a drama queen, but the more that I see, everyone is reacting to this. The whole world. For a guy on the loose, and let me tell you something else, and you can quote me on this. If Dog the Bounty Hunter finds Brian Laundrie, I'm never paying taxes again.
Oh yeah, you will. Liz P, thank you for staying with this and some humor and heart with Molly Golali today. The world needs more Hollies. Much appreciated. Thank you for the super chat. Rebel says, what if he's just dead? I think I saw that too. I don't know what's up with the chat. Everything's all delayed. Everything's having a meltdown. So let's do this, guys, man. Let's go check out the new video, the premiere. I'm going to premiere right now. I'm going to move you guys over. Please hit like on the way out of here. Don't click off the video. It should move you over automatically. You got to give it like 10, 15, 20 seconds. And when you get to that new video, hit like. And if you're new to that story, you haven't heard of it, I put the links in the description of that video so you can familiarize yourself. All right. Thank you guys for coming so much. Appreciate you. Take care. See you guys next time. See you later. See you right now. See you right now.